Hello Naomi, this is Bev, ex-IELTS examiner. I'll be giving you some feedback on your task today. Okay, I've read through your task briefly, and I must say that your argument in some places is contradictory. Some of the things you're saying and then what you're saying somewhere else, it contradicts what you're saying. We'll go through it and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so your first sentence, I think you want to change the sentence order. You might want to start it by saying, communication tools in the modern age consist of mobile phones, social websites, and emails. Okay? And it is argued that communication within the household is declining with the increased various methods that we have available today to share information. Full stop. Okay, Naomi, the other thing is, in the beginning, you need to state your opinion. Do you agree or disagree? Okay? Or you can also say, there are two sides to this argument, and I will discuss both. Okay? So when you respond, you have three options. You either agree or disagree, or you decide that you're going to give both options. Okay? So, in my opinion, this argument sounds short-sighted and baseless. So what you're saying basically there is that you don't agree that the new way of all the new technology, that it's decreasing the amount of family interaction. That's what you're saying there, but you say something different further down. Okay, because you're saying here that it has not been sacrificed, but over here you say it is. So it's a little bit, your argument is not that clear. Okay, so in terms of your task response and your coherence, you may lose some points there. Okay, so think about making it easy for your reader to understand what your position is, what your stance is. Okay, so let's continue sentence by sentence. In my opinion, this argument sounds short-sighted and baseless. Admittedly, under the influence. Now, under the influence is usually referred to substances such as alcohol and drugs. So I wouldn't use that phrase like that. I would say, as a result of having access to modern technology, people have altered their way of interacting with their families. In the past, parents who did not have access to all the cooking equipment and gadgets and devices we have today had to spend a long time preparing meals. Full stop. During this time, they were able to keep themselves updated with their partners, no S there, news. Okay? Similarly, children could share their school stories or share stories about their day at the family supper table. Okay. Reunion dinner is special occasions when people come together and they haven't been together for a long time. So not the appropriate word to use there. Nowadays, enjoying the convenience of having meals delivered to your doorstep by simply clicking purchasing, or purchase, it would be, on their smartphone, people have sacrificed the opportunity, no IS, for enhancing the bond with their family. Okay, meanwhile, youngsters refuse to talk during dinner for fear of losing cartoons played on TV. Okay, you need to make that a bit clearer. You can say, furthermore, okay, it's not meanwhile, furthermore, many people today eat dinner while the TV is on, and therefore, children often do not want to miss their cartoons. If you don't get to see your television program, you say you don't want to miss it. Okay? Looking at these scenarios, it seems that families or family members, that in the singular, are indeed alienated from one another. Okay? Given all the chances occurred, I'm not sure what you want to say. I think what you're saying, taking all the examples above into consideration, the opinion that family communication is less does not relate to me, or has not been my personal experience. So you might want to say, on the other hand, because I think you're trying to give an opposite thing, okay, an opposite opinion. So on the other hand, this has not been the case for me. All right? I believe that interaction between family members has actually been enhanced in many ways. Firstly, through interaction on social networks, better understanding of each other can be achieved. Communication tools such as Skype, Facebook, and Twitter have created a space for people to share information online. One can read through another's pages and comment with a T on the posts. Full stop. Consequently, mutual understanding can be improved between the generations. Moreover, the frequency of chatting with families has increased in recent years. For example, students who go overseas to study without much time for visiting their family can call their relatives to pour out their depression from adjusting themselves. Can easily contact their relatives if they are having difficulty adjusting to the foreign culture in which they may be living. Can easily call their relatives. For example, in particular, if they are experiencing difficulties adjusting to their new environment. Parents who are away from home can check up on their children's safety by calling them hourly. Okay? In conclusion, it is true that the way family members organize their way of life has changed in various aspects. However, I am more convinced that communication has not been sacrificed but has been enhanced lately. Okay, that's a nice ending. Okay, you need to have a similar comment right at the beginning as well, Naomi, so that the two can link. The other thing you need to perhaps work on is your sentences. They need to be a little bit shorter and more succinct. I'd go and look at the sentence guide, and I'd also do some read, cover, and copy practice as well. But overall, you've put across your point, okay? You would probably get maybe a 5.5 for this. You wouldn't quite get 6 because there is some work to be done with the coherence. Some parts it's difficult for the reader to make sense of what you're saying. Okay, so keep up the good work. Okay, good.